Las Vegas, Nevada, alive with activity 24 hours a day. And this next hour is no exception. Tonight, some of this country's best female amateur bodybuilders will compete for the overall title of the North American Championships. You'll see Kyle Campbell, the favorite in the lightweight division. And folks, she's never looked better. Texan Vicky Gates is here. What a schedule for Vicky. This is her third major competition of the year. Look for Canadian Laura Benetti to come on strong. She won the Canadian Championships overall title as a lightweight. Mary Hovey-Walk has not been happy with her latest performances. She wants a title, and she wants to turn pro. Heavyweight Lenda Murray doesn't know how to lose. She's won 3 straight overall titles, including this year's Junior Nationals. They're all here, plus more, at the North American Championships. Hi everybody, I'm Joe Fowler, and this is the big city where there are bright lights and great entertainers, and my money out there somewhere is out there in this city. And this is my champion, Corey Everson, Ms.Olympia. Hi, Corey.
Hi, thank you.
Actually, I have an inferiority complex, Corey. I go around, people say, aren't you the guy next to Corey on the show? You're the guy. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the guy.
And I'm the gal.
Corey, this is a biggie here tonight.
Oh, it definitely is.
They have a chance to, well, one lady for sure has a chance to turn pro out of this.
Yes, in fact, only the overall winner gets to turn pro. And it is a biggie because there's not very many contests where you can try to turn pro.
Mm-hmm.
You have to win either the World Championships or your country championships or this championship.
And we have a couple ladies from Canada, including we mentioned Laura Benetti. She won her country's championships in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
We've done other broadcasts where they've been somewhat regional. We have a lot of people from throughout the country here.
Right. This, for a lot of the girls, in fact, this is going to be a big contest because they may be used to competing in their state or a regional contest, but this is actually more like a world actually championships with the Canadians coming in.
The nerves tonight, huh, for these ladies?
On edge.
Well, prejudging was held earlier. We'll show you a little videotape of that. What is the format? What actually do they have to go through when they
prejudging is the very strenuous part of bodybuilding. What we see usually on TV is the presentation round, which is where your personality comes through. You pick your own music, you make up your own routine, and really your personality comes through. You try to hide your weak points, and you try to show your strong points. So if you have weak calves, you certainly don't go out there and do a calf pose. What in prejudging you also do is you do round 1, which is symmetry, which is the thing that I always like to talk about, symmetry and proportion. Round 2, which is muscularity, which is definition, low body fat with muscle mass. And then round 3 is the presentation round.
And hiding your weak points? They certainly can't do that tonight with our cameras. There's no blinking. We catch just about everything in the competition.
How would you compete hiding your weak points?
I would. I'd just put a cover over me and just say, pretend, folks, pretend. Taylor Lee is back there behind stage somewhere. She's been with us in other broadcasts, and she's going to give us that backstage view. She'll be talking to the competitors throughout the event. Let's go to Taylor right now. Taylor?
Thanks. The Women's North American Bodybuilding Championship certainly is a continental affair. Female athletes from the United States, Canada, and Mexico have traveled here to compete for trophies, recognition, and coveted professional status. The competition has grown rapidly in its 3-year history, and it certainly has grabbed the spotlight tonight in the city that doesn't sleep, Las Vegas. I'll be backstage with the competitors, getting their personal perspective on this exciting event.
All right, Taylor, thank you very much. Oh, these ladies have suffered.
Suffered. They're in agony, mostly because they're hungry and thirsty.
They want a candy bar. Well, you know.
Or 2.
Or 2 or 3. Well, this is their moment to shine. I mean, they're on national television. This is what they've been waiting for. They deserve their moment in the sun, and we're about to give it to them in just a moment. Just to set the record straight on the rules and regulations, this is a drug-tested event.
Yes, it absolutely is. Thank goodness it is. The women's is drug tested, although the men's is not yet, possibly next year. And it is done with an IOC Olympic Committee drug testing procedure.
How far in advance of the competition are they tested?
Usually 3 days in advance so that they can get the results back before the final start.
So most of these ladies are here several days before the event.
Yeah, which is oftentimes very hard because you're out of your home gym, you're out of your home kitchen.
Your environment.
Yeah, that's very hard.
Okay, well, they're ready, we're ready. Right?
Let's go.
Let's do it. You stay where you are because coming up next, the North American Championships. The women are here. The lightweights are first. Stay with us. Welcome back to Las Vegas, everybody. Joe Fowler and Corey Everson. The lights of the city are on, and we are ready to begin our competition. In the lightweight division, we started off, Corey, with Mary Homier. She's 5'2", 114 pounds, 34 years old.
Excellent choice of music, too. In this contest, I'm sure we'll be hearing a lot of upbeat music, which is real popular today, and this is something totally different, which I like to see.
Now, see if you can pick on her a little bit, because she decided to enter this at the last moment, and she's saying this is the heaviest she's ever competed. So,
well, even though she competed at the last moment, she's awfully prepared for it.
From Denver, Colorado, 7-year-old son, 6-year-old daughter. They're both rooting for her, watching her on ESPN.
I would say if she had another maybe week and a half or 2 weeks of hard dieting, it would have brought more definition into her thighs, which is always the last place definition appears, including myself, on all women.
She says that bodybuilding is a great way to get out of the house.
True.
That's unless you have a gym in your house like
yeah.
you do, huh?
Well, I still get out of the house to train.
Third place in the 1988 USA's in the lightweight division. She's been going at it for about 3 years. Training for 5, competing for 4 exactly.
Oh, that's a beautiful pose.
Nice sweep.
Really nice. It's a nice way to show the shoulder definition. That's one of the beauties of women's posing, is you can go into these different types of poses. Here's more of a standard pose to show the lats, the biceps. I think if she would diet a little bit harder, train for a little bit longer, she'll really do well.
All right, she's going to head backstage, and Taylor Lee is back there to talk with her.
Mary, how long have you been bodybuilding?
About 5 years now.
And what motivated you to get into competitive bodybuilding?
I started bodybuilding after my 2 children were born.
So you have 2 children?
Yes,
You also were competitive in other sports as well?
Yes, gymnastics and diving. Gymnastics all the way through college.
And how did that help you with your bodybuilding?
Well, both of those sports give you a lot of muscularity, so I had a little bit of running start, even though I started bodybuilding rather late in life.
Great. Well, I'm sure your kids are proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Taylor. Now, already into her routine is Gail Harabian. 5 foot even, 112 pounds. She's going to jazz it up from the start. And Gail, we're proud of you. 40 years old and looking great. She's out of Los Angeles.
She's also a hairstylist, which is pretty evident with her nice hairdo. See, now she's got a little bit more of an upbeat type of... Oh!
She's going to dance a little
Yep.
bit.
She's got a very strong back. The rhomboids, the muscles that you see protruding in the middle of her back, they're very, very good. Good shoulder definition.
She's been told she's had to work on getting her legs more striated.
Yeah, I think everybody has to work on trying to get their legs more striated. Right now, the judges are looking for more of a striated, defined look in the physique, and it's very difficult for women to get to that state.
Well, she wasn't sure how to do this. Any suggestions?
Well, striations are partially genetic. Not everybody can develop striations, but dieting over a long period of time will help that.
She held her own. Gail Harabian backstage. Taylor Lee is there, and we'll listen to this interview.
You look good out there. How long have you been bodybuilding?
About 7 years.
And you aren't the youngest in your class.
No, I'm 40.
Does it give you an edge, either positive or negative?
No, it's an accomplishment.
Well, congratulations. You look good out there.
Thank you very much.
And now, already into her routine, is the youngest competitor of the evening, Paula Pyrounis. And Paula is 5'3", 113 pounds. She's 20 years old. Corey, she has a string of championships, including the Team USA overall of 1988. From Rancho, California.
Well, immediately what stands out in my eye is, first of all, her beautiful tan, but second of all, her symmetry. She's very symmetrical, and that is what is going to be able to push her eventually on into the pro ranks. It's this whole symmetry issue that we're always talking about. She does need to get a little bit more muscle mass, but come on, she's only 20 years old, and she won't hit her peak until she's probably 35 years old. It takes that long. Muscle is sort of an accumulation type thing with women. It takes a long time, but she's got very good definition, especially in her abdominal and upper body area. Legs come in last, like you said before.
I see the gymnastics background there.
Yeah, she's very confident, very comfortable on stage.
Or you might have been ahead of your time when you have often spoke about symmetry as opposed to just bulkiness. A lot of ladies and men just go for the bulkiness and sometimes forget the symmetry, but I think that these girls are catching on to that concept. Backstage with Taylor Lee.
The audience loved you out there. You're our youngest competitor. How old are you?
20.
And what's been your motivation to get into professional bodybuilding?
Just the hard work. And, I really love the hard work, and I started in gymnastics. And
Who's been your biggest inspiration?
my dad, because he's the one that got me started. Second to that has been my coach.
Well, I'm sure he's been very proud of you.
Yeah.
Back to you, Joe.
All right, Taylor, thank you very much. Folks, stay right where you are because the North American Women's Championships will be right back at you after this timeout. It's Nevada, where there are winners and there are big losers. We have only winners here tonight. Welcome back, everybody. Joe Fowler and a definite winner, Corey Everson. Ms.Olympia, I've lost track. It's probably...
5.
Oh, I knew that. I just want to hear her say it 5 times. And you have a little history with this competition.
You know, I actually forgot about it. I had won the North American Championships way back in 1982 when it was not a pro qualifier.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it was not. But, man, the level of competition is by far greater now.
Well, we've just seen the lightweights. And just to clue you in, folks, a lightweight can win overall. I know Laura Benetti from Canada won in the lightweight division and won the overall in Canada. So you're seeing lightweights, but this is not by any means meaning they're lightweights in their ability. They can win overall.
Absolutely. It doesn't happen real frequently, but it can happen.
Okay, the audience here in the auditorium is ready to continue. Who is our next competitor, Corey?
Tracy Polubiak's up, and she's already into her routine with a very interesting starting point.
Just came out of the cocoon.
Yeah, she also just came out and showed that she's got excellent symmetry. Tiny little waist, broad shoulders, very good definition on all of her body, equally defined. She doesn't have any glaring weak points that I can see.
You like her the best?
So far, yes,
So far.
absolutely. She's still a little bit lean, but that will come with more years of training.
5'3", 113 pounds. She's 30 years old from Peoria.
She's also a bartender and a personal trainer. And
Met her husband, Brad, at the gym. Sound familiar?
one thing I really like about her is that she likes to diet over a long period of time, dropping only a pound a week. And that way you can avoid losing muscle if you diet very slowly.
Slowly and consistently.
That's very smart.
She's a winner. Won the Gateway Open, first place in the middleweight division, and won the overall. In '88, she was second place in the lightweight of the USA. So she vacillates from lightweight to middleweight, depending on the competition.
I think the way she looks, I think she can eventually be a middleweight. Lightweight, remember, is under 114 pounds. She's 113 pounds, but she's still very lean. She does have excellent symmetry.
All right, Tracy Polubiak is finished, but we're not done with her. We're going backstage where Taylor Lee is there. She'll talk with Tracy.
Tracy, talk to us about genetics. How important do you think it is in bodybuilding?
Oh, I think it's really important to have basically big shoulders, flaring thighs, which I don't know if I really have yet, but I'm working on it.
Who's been your biggest inspiration in bodybuilding?
You know, I really don't have like an idol or anything, but my husband has been really helpful to me over the years. I couldn't have gotten through this without him. He's the one who helped with my diet and helps keep me pepped up and has to put up with me in my moods, which aren't always the most pleasant.
Well, you did well tonight.
Thanks a lot.
Well, there's one lady who was judged #1 in the lightweights, and we are now going to watch her.
Don't need your advice.
Listen to this open.
What I need, you can't give me.
Excuse me?
Hot
Gotta
stuff.
have the real thing.
Okay, this is Kyle Campbell. We had to stop and take a listen there. Kyle's 5'3". She's happy. 108 pounds, 27 years old, and she knows she's hot. She knows she did well in prejudging.
She's totally prepared. Like
Yeah.
what we were saying before, she doesn't have any glaring weak points. She has those striations in the thighs that all these women are talking about trying to get.
Well, her friends call her shredded wheat.
I can see why. I can definitely see why.
This lady's involved in documentaries, produces documentaries, scientific documentaries, such as medicinal plants. That's one of her favorite topics. She says it helps her for nutritional knowledge.
Oh, definitely. I can see that with all the herbal plants and that type of thing. Remember, this is a natural contest. It is drug tested. I can see why she's called shredded wheat. When she poses her triceps, she's got cross striations in her triceps, too. And that's very hard to get. She probably diets over a long period of time, too, because she has maintained a certain amount of muscle mass along with definition.
She has really worked on it, Corey, and she's made great strides because in '88 at the Women's Nationals, she was 4th place in the lightweight. So she's really, really worked on her routine and her body. Kyle Campbell leads the stage. Let's listen to her with Taylor Lee.
Kyle, the audience loved you. You are not a novice to competition.
No, I've been in a few nationals and first North American, but I love it.
And also competitive surfing.
Yeah, competitive surfing and competitive swimmer. I just love it, you know.
Well, you were wonderful out there.
Sports.
Congratulations.
Thanks a lot. Hope we do well. Power plant number 1.
All right, number 1. And she is. Joe Fowler and Corey Everson. We will be right back with you. The middleweights are next. Stay with us. Las Vegas, Nevada. We are down in that city somewhere, Corey, and we're a part of the entertainment capital of the world, and we are definitely being entertained tonight. We're in the middleweight divisions now of the North American Women's Championships, and you are looking at Melody Bennett, 5'4.5", 123 pounds, 30-year-old from Southfield, Michigan.
Do you think any of these girls are doing any gambling while they're here?
I'd say just being here is a gamble for these girls. Yeah, they've spent some time down on the tables. Though this is an amateur event, they're not paid.
That's true.
They don't have the money to gamble. Right.
She's got some beautiful poses in there.
Good movement. Melody wants us to make sure that everyone knows she is a natural. Has been and always will be.
Well, everybody in this contest is a natural. They've passed the test.
You know, you were commenting on her movement and the posing. She's choreographed other bodybuilders' routines.
I can see why.
That's a strength.
It's really hard. A lot of people don't have rhythm. And sometimes it's hard if she has rhythm to teach somebody else rhythm. That's very difficult to do.
Boy, Melody's on a roll. She won the Powerhouse Classic in '87 overall. Overall at the Highland competition, the Southern Michigan competition, the Tally Hall Classic. She's won overalls in 4 competitions.
Wow, that's excellent. She also is a hairstylist and fashion designer. She designs earrings. She works with leather, women's clothing.
She's with the big girls now, though. This North American, she was prejudged 5th, so.
Well, she looks really good. I think she needs to get a little bit more hardness, long-term dieting, a little bit more heavy weight training. Maybe a reps between 8 and 12 to get a little bit more beef on her body.
Well, at 30, she's been bodybuilding for 3 years. That's cute. Didn't pick it up until she was 27 years old. Let's go backstage. Taylor Lee is waiting to talk to Melody.
You looked a little nervous out there. Great, but a little nervous. Do you get nervous when you're competing?
Yes, I do, but I'm overcoming it.
What goes through your mind when you're up there?
Oh, I don't know. I guess it's just getting used to being on stage.
And what do you do when you're not bodybuilding?
I'm a fashion designer.
Good deal. Great job.
Already into her routine now. Let's watch Rita Hatch. Akron, Ohio's Rita Hatch. 5'4", 123 pounds, 34 years old. An aerobics instructor.
And a total difference in music and style posing. She's doing more classical type poses versus Melody that was jiving on stage.
I have a feeling it's going to start to move.
I think so. She does work as an aerobics instructor, so I predict she'll have some faster beat music in here.
She has a 12-year-old daughter and a 10-year-old son watching her.
Beautiful pose. She has wonderful development in her torso. When she does a front-on shot, you can see the serratus, the muscles on the side. of the stomach and also the muscles directly down the front, the erectors.
Rita's also competed in the heavyweight division at 123. She is in the middleweight now, but she won the overall at the Niagara Falls Pro-Am Grand Prix in '89 earlier in the year. She also teamed up with Dave Durth, who has since turned pro. They were in the mixed pairs national champions in '88.
Great abdominals. Excellent.
Very nice.
Beautiful.
Rita Hatch.
Rita. Little out of breath there. You had said that when you bodybuild, you saw quick gains right away. What did you attribute that to?
Gymnastics, track, cheerleading, all that. Just an athletic background. Yeah.
You did well out there. How's it feel?
Feels pretty good. I'm a little tired and dry.
Do you get nervous competing?
Once I'm on stage, I'm pretty good, but it's standing back here that's the killer.
You did well tonight.
Thank you.
Rita was just a tad tired. See, they finished their competition, go right back in tailorly grass.
Oh, that's so hard. I know it is. You're totally out of breath.
Kimberly Hughes is next. She's from Canada, one of two Canadians competing tonight. 5'4.5", 119 pounds, 26 years old. And this, folks, is her first competition outside of Canada. Welcome to the USA.
So far, every Canadian I've ever seen has got blonde hair.
Is it natural?
I don't know.
They must have this thing about wanting to be blonde. Must be they see posters of Corey Everson. I don't know.
She's a critical care nurse. She's been a nurse for 2 years.
Concentrating on the back here.
She's adorable. A lot of women start bodybuilding because they're not happy the way she looks. She was happy the way she looked before she got started.
Good for her.
She has her own style of posing too.
Interested in triathlon. What an athlete.
Kim, you look good out there. You've been competing in other sports.
Yes, I competed in the national swimming competition as well about 4 years ago.
How did you make the transition to bodybuilding?
I was in university. I have my honors degree in phys ed, and that's when I started training. I was actually dating a football player at the time.
Good job. The date worked, huh?
Yes, yes.
We have the top two middleweights and all of the heavyweights coming up next from Las Vegas. Stay with us as the North American Championships continue. Second broadcast from this exciting city. Earlier in the year, you hopefully saw us with the men. Now we've got the very popular ladies competition at the North American Championships. You're looking at Vicki Gates. She's on the stage and into her routine. 5'4", 119 pounds, 27 years old, from Dallas, Texas. She's a trackster, Corey. Ran track at Oklahoma State University. They've got a fine program.
Yay for those tracksters.
That's right, you little trackster. You.
She's been bodybuilding for 5 years already. Beautiful shoulders, beautiful arms.
And she's married, and if you're married, your spouse better be involved in it too. That seems to be the case, and her husband is a bodybuilder.
Yeah, he's also a patrolman. I think he arrested me once for speeding.
Oh, watch it. Don't say that. What do you like about her?
Oh, her upper body, excellent, good definition. It's very deceiving. She looks sort of real round and smooth until she poses, and then she gets hard as nails and ripped. Her legs need a little bit more, which will come in time. She's got great shape.
She had a busy schedule in 1989, competing in the Gulf State Championships and the Junior USAs.
Beautiful pose.
That's the way to end your routine. Hey, do you want to meet a champion from Canada? Laura Benetti's her name. Here's her profile.
I used to be a runner, and then I was put on a weight training program. I found myself enjoying the weight training much more than my running. My body reacted really, really well to the weight training, and in my first year I did so well, and I loved the competition, that I finally found the sport that I enjoy the most, and I hope to do really well in it. During my off-season, I train 6 days a week. Prior to a contest, it means training 7 days a week. That means waking up at 4:30 every morning, going to the gym, cycling for an hour, going to work, working from 9 to 5, and then finally going back to the gym for my weight training. Once I get home, I've got one little bit of training left to do, and that's running my stairs. That's my apartment, up and down 5 times. I love it. Being a Canadian and competing in the United States, I find that there are several similarities and differences. First of all, I wish that there were more Canadians involved in the sport, more girls getting involved and getting into shape. Secondly, I find that the Americans are much more competitive in the sport. But hey, that's okay. My goal in bodybuilding is to turn professional, to compete in the Ms. International, and hopefully to compete in the Ms.Olympia. But I'll still keep my amateur status for as long as it takes and hopefully encourage other Canadians to work out, get the dedication and the strength to keep the sport going.
Now let's watch Laura Benetti on stage. We know a little more about her. She's 5'4", 117.5 pounds. From Toronto, 24 years old. She's been training for 5 years and competing for 4.
She used to be a competitive long-distance runner, and you never really put long-distance running in with bodybuilding. But you know what? Look at her calves. There's proof of long-distance running. That soleus muscle underneath the calf, the gastrocnemius, is huge, and that's from distance running.
And that's so hard to develop.
Oh, it is.
You speak from experience or what? Boy, this girl has done so well when you think about the fact that she won the Canadian Championships, first place in the lightweight, and overall as a lightweight.
That's hard to do.
Yeah.
Her body really defines what being ripped is.
She doesn't train her arms, she said. How'd she get away with that?
Just genetics, I guess.
Oh, some people have it.
Maybe when she runs her long distance, she's got dumbbells in her arms. I don't know. She's really got good arms.
She's won almost every contest she's ever entered.
Unbelievable definition in her thighs. It's really hard to get that definition because you end up sacrificing a little bit of size in order to get the definition out. Nice poser, too.
Very good. Laura Benetti, champion from Canada, going to try to do it here in the U.S. We'll have the heavyweights at the North American Women's Championships next. Welcome back to the North American Championships. This city can be awfully cruel to people. It's been very nice. We've enjoyed it. The ladies here, it's been tough for them. I can't say it's been a cakewalk. They really have a grueling competition on their hands, and it's not over. Prowling out onto the stage from the heavyweight division, Deb Tyler. She makes her entrance known.
A very stunning bikini, too.
Deb is 5'5", 138 pounds, 35 years old, from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So there's no paint on her body, huh?
No, probably not. She's an X-ray technician. She works for an orthopedic surgeon. Nice legs.
Former cheerleader. Says this is the best she's ever looked. She wants to be in the top 5 in this show. Well, she was prejudged at number 5, so she accomplished that goal.
Yeah, I think that she needs maybe one more week of heavy dieting. It's so hard to look at yourself in the mirror, and it's all relative. You look in the mirror and you look great. But when there's other people that are more ripped than you on stage, then you don't look as great. And your head really plays games with you when it comes down to 2 weeks before a contest. Am I in shape? Am I not? Am I too lean? Am I not? Am I ripped enough? Am I not? Boy, I hear it from me all the time.
Well, she's a small fish in a big pond now. This girl's for 7 years now, she has placed in the Florida State shows.
Mm-hmm.
But this isn't Florida, folks.
No, this is big time.
Yeah. She's been married for 12 years, so she's got a fan watching.
Yeah. It's really a good contest for women to enter because it is a pro qualifier, and there aren't many. pro qualifying contests.
Consider what she's been through, folks. Not just the prejudging earlier, but the months and months of dieting, and in many cases, the years.
Years of training,
Yeah.
and years of eating properly.
Deb Tyler. Very nice. She'll head backstage. Taylor Lee is there. Let's listen.
Deb, this way. Boy, you couldn't tell by the routine that you've competed national baton twirling.
Yeah, that was many years ago, though.
Also, you put on a little weight since those days.
Yeah, I used to be like 112 pounds, so I started lifting weight.
How long did it take you to gain from 112 to, what are you now?
148, I weighed in. About 6 years.
You done well.
Thank you.
All right, already into her routine is Mary Hovey Walk. Corey, haven't we seen her earlier this year?
Yeah, she competes frequently.
Yeah, that name is very familiar. She's 5'5", 135 pounds, 31 years old, from Phoenix, Arizona.
Great deltoids. I've always loved her physique.
All-around athlete,
You know-
tennis, golf, racquetball.
Right, and she looks so darn healthy, and she's just like, you know, little Miss All-American girl, blonde hair, and she just looks healthy. She doesn't have that drawn face look that some of the athletes get.
Didn't you know that dental hygienists are all Little Miss Americans? And
Oh, yes.
they all are. She is one. Bodybuilder for 9 years.
And she's always been known for having beautiful thighs, nice sweep to her legs.
Well, last year her legs overpowered the rest of her, which can be a problem. It can be a drawback.
Little waist, nice big lats. She's very comfortable on stage. I can't imagine her being nervous at all, the way she's moving.
Mary Hovey Walk completes her routine. Let's check in with Taylor Lee as she has a discussion with Mary.
Mary, for a woman who says she's stage shy, you sure went for broke out there.
I know, that was fun. I worked with a good choreographer for that.
How does it feel when you're up there and you know you got a solid routine?
It feels great. It feels really wonderful.
Does it help you get over that stage shyness a little bit?
Yeah. I always get real uptight at prejudging, but then the night show, I know it's over and it's off for fun, so it's just go for broke.
Well, you went for broke. You did well.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, we have a few more heavyweights to go, including Joni Bovino, 5'3", 133 pounds, 32 years old, from Mar Vista, California. Personal trainer who works out at Gold's Gym in Venice. Pretty good credentials right there.
Yeah, she was just recently on a TV show, too, Women of the 21st Century.
The lady's ahead of her time, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Last time I saw her compete, she won the 1989 LA Bodybuilding Championships, which is a very hard title to win.
Before that, she won the Iron Maiden competition. She's thrown some dance into her routine.
She's an excellent choreographer, Lainey Singer. I think Joni's a little bit smooth, though, in this contest. She does have the muscle. She's got the mass. Her definition is a little bit off. She is normally known as being totally ripped to the bone.
I see what you're speaking of, the smoothness in the abdominal area and the shoulders. She was prejudged number 3, third in the prejudging earlier today.
She says that she had a little bit of personal problems getting ready for the contest, but she did a very good job getting ready for it, that's for sure.
Well, she was trying to go into this competition a little heavier.
Which I think is usually a mistake. A lot of men and women both try to do that, go in heavier, to be bigger, to be more majestic on stage, but usually it's the person who's most defined will win out.
Joni Bovino handles the applause from the crowd. Now she'll go backstage and handle Taylor Lee.
Joni, you compete quite a bit. What kind of condition do you feel that you were in for this competition?
Not my best. I tried to come in a little heavier than usual, and it didn't even quite work out, but it's been great fun.
The audience loved you out there.
Thanks.
You did well.
It's a fun routine. I really enjoy doing this routine. It's a little different than I usually do.
And how's that?
A little dancey. But it's just fun. It's supposed to be fun, you know, and I want to show people that it's not just work hard posing. This is fun and feminine.
You did well.
Good time. Thank you.
We have got a treat for you folks, because coming up next, the top 2 in the heavyweight division. Stay where you are. In the North American Women's Championships, Joe Fowler and Corey Everson joining you again for what many people believe is the best part of the competition. You have, what, 2 left in the heavyweight competition, 2 of the best, too.
Yeah.
Including Liz Karp, who we'll see in just a moment.
And we have seen Liz for the last probably 7 or 8 years competing, and she's always been great.
And after her is Lenda Murray, who we saw recently, too, and you talk about great.
Yeah, and she's on a roll, that Lenda Murray. She really is.
You identify very closely with the heavyweights, I'm sure.
Yes.
I mean,
I'm a super heavyweight.
You're a super heavyweight.
Yes, I am.
Okay, were you always in that category? I mean,
yeah, I was always a heavyweight because really heavyweights is 125 pounds and over.
I couldn't see you under 125 pounds.
No, I'd be anorexic, I think, if I were. But really, 125 pounds is not that heavy for somebody who's 5'8".
Have you been impressed with what you've seen so far?
I certainly have.
All right, we're about to see Liz Karp right now. But first, before she hits the stage, let's meet her up close and personal.
I got involved in the sport of bodybuilding because even as a child I was pretty muscular, and I topped that off with a couple years of track, a couple years of gymnastics, a few years of dance, and I was really already pretty much set on the muscularity level when I started. That was 6 years ago. When I started off I was competing nationally, I still am, but I think I've made a great deal of improvement. I've really learned a lot every year, and I'm still learning a lot of new techniques, new things out on the market to compete as a natural athlete. When I started, I was competing as middleweight. Now I'm competing as a heavyweight. I've had to change my whole perspective on contest preparation. Instead of thinking small, over dieting, over training to make weight, I have to think big, stay up there with the big girls. When it comes to training, my main concern now is retaining mass. One of the things I've found that's helped me do that is incorporating basic heavy movements and low reps into my training routine, even through those last grueling workouts that are so hard to get through. And let me tell you, it's made a huge difference in my physique. If they hadn't instituted drug testing in women's bodybuilding, I probably wouldn't be competing right now. On the other hand, they're starting to change the judging criteria. They're looking for the whole package. Someone who's intelligent, attractive, poised, and very muscular. Hey, wait a minute. That's me.
All right, we have met Liz Karp one-on-one. Now let's watch her work on the stage. Santa Barbara. Liz is 5'5", 136 pounds, 31 years old. 7 years as a bodybuilder.
And she is ahead of her time. I mean, when I first saw her compete 7 years ago, I thought she was ahead of her time.
She continued to set a pace?
Yeah, but what's happening is the other girls are starting to catch up. I mean, she was naturally muscular and athletic, and now these other girls that weren't training normally are now into training and catching up.
I think you bodybuilders are your own worst critics. I know that Liz says that she needs more symmetry and wider lats. She'll be the first to admit it. Do you go along with that?
Well, I think she's got really good lats. I think her strong points are her muscle mass along with definition. She has a real good look. She's cute as heck. One thing I really love about her, she's an animal fanatic. She trains horses and cares for them. She's got a great skin tone, great tan.
She doesn't have a pig, though.
I do. She really's got nice legs, too.
Going into this competition, she felt she was at her peak. That's all you can ask. If you feel like you have arrived and you're at your peak, this is the best time to compete. Prejudged at number 2, though.
And she's always been a very, very fine poser.
Liz Karp completes her routine. A little wave to this audience in Las Vegas, and they are ready for number 1. So are we. Who is it? It's Lenda Murray, and wow, we've seen her before,
yes,
too.
Yes, we have.
I think I'll just hush up and watch.
Yeah.
You can talk. She's great.
She is, and she's just got the most tremendous thighs, too. She's weak in the calf, and that's to her own admission, too. But she's great.
5'5", 140 pounds, 27 years old.
140 pounds, that's a big girl.
She has won 3 in a row. Miss Michigan overall, Great Lakes Open overall, Junior Nationals overall. She's going for her 4th.
She was also a cheerleader, so you may see some of them. Oh, wow!
Nice.
You may see some of the moves she has from cheerleading. Total control over all of her muscles, bellies. Excellent control.
We broadcast the Junior Nationals that she won.
I think she's a little bit smoother in this contest.
Wait a minute, she has to answer the phone. Hang on.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Oh, it's for me.
Who's that for?
Let's do it.
Oh, it was a nasty call. Good for you. You hung up on that guy. I hate those phony phone calls in the middle of my routine.
I don't have the problem, I'm sorry.
But I think she is a little bit smoother than she was in the Junior Nationals when she won that. But she certainly does have the muscle.
She's been bodybuilding and competing for 6 years.
And she's got a lot more years left in her, that's for sure.
Well, she's 27. We see them going into their 40s.
I can see her entering the pros shortly.
We're going to see her in the pose down, folks. Prejudge number 1. I'm psyched for that.
I love watching her pose. Very innovative.
Nice. Lenda Murray, she leaves the stage quickly, but we're going to have her and 2 other champs back up on that stage. The pose down and comparisons coming up next. Women Championships are coming to an end, but this is what you've been waiting for, folks. The pose down. Let's go back inside. 3 champions. We have someone from Florida, someone from Canada, someone from Michigan. Got them from all over. On the far left, in the lightweights, Kyle Campbell. The middleweight in the middle is Laura Benetti. And, of course, Lenda Murray, you just saw, she's the heavyweight. Now they'll break up and do some posing for it.
Now let's compare bodies. We compared them within their own weight class. Now we've got the 3 different weight classes on stage.
Reminder that Laura Benetti, who's now on the far left, won an overall as a lightweight.
Right.
She's competing as a middleweight, so she's very capable of taking this trophy.
Right now what we're looking at the difference between total ripped, shredded wheat type look, what we were talking about before, and muscle mass and muscle size. And Lenda Murray is the one with the muscle mass, and Laura Benetti is the one who's shredded. So it's going to be a decision that the judges are going to have to make, what they're looking for. Who seems to have a little bit of everything.
That's Laura Benetti from Toronto. And there's Lenda Murray.
Yeah?
She won the Junior National.
I think I know who I'd choose.
Well, let's go. Who are you going to choose?
I would have to say Laura in the middle because she combines everything, muscle mass along with the definition.
Let's listen in.
Along with the 2 gentlemen who are promoters of this show, Mr. Will Davish and Mary Clemens. Give them a hand. They've done a great job.
We're applauding some of the staff that have put this show.
Yeah, a little PR work here. And the girls are going, come on, I want to know.
We have Kyle Campbell on the left, Laura in the middle, who Corey does like for the championship here.
It's right here in my little hand.
I'm a front runner. I'll go with the heavyweight.
And bring it out to contestant number 42, Lenda Murray.
42 is Lenda Murray.
Lenda won that?
Lenda won it.
I never get them right.
You're not supposed to. You just judge them on your own. Beautiful, though. Lenda, they're all terrific. Lenda won it. Hey,
That's
she's on a roll. Junior Nationals and now the
now she gets to turn pro.
She does have that opportunity to turn pro now.
God. She only had to compete in like 3 different shows. Now she's pro already. She's so lucky.
That's terrific. Lenda Murray, arms up. She's a champion. And I'll be back with my personal champion, Corey Everson, and we'll have the interview with Lenda, plus some closing comments. Stay with us. Joe Fowler and Corey Everson, and it's a good thing we don't depend on your predictions week in and week out.
I'm so bad. I know it. I have to admit I'm the worst.
Well, you see the best in all 3 on the stage.
Yeah.
Is that a good enough?
They all should win. I know it.
But Lenda Murray did win it. And, in fact, Lenda's backstage. We'll have an interview with her in just a moment. Taylor Lee is working on that. Why did she win? What were her best?
Well, her best thing, she does have a lot more muscle mass than the other girls. The other girls have mastered the definition, whereas Lenda has got the muscle mass, but she also has very, very good symmetry, and I think that that's probably it too.
Now, having won this championship, can she just automatically go after, say, your title? Ms. Olympia, can she compete?
Actually, not this year. What she has to do is she has to qualify for the Ms. Olympia. The Ms. Olympia is the main contest, the most difficult contest actually for the women pro circuit. So what she needs to do is she needs to enter either a World Championship Pro or the Miss International and get in the top 5, and then she'll qualify for the Miss Olympia for next year.
So there's still more steps.
More steps.
All right, Lenda Murray is backstage, and Taylor Lee is there too, so let's go to the interview with our champion.
Tell me about the thrill of victory.
Oh my God, this is amazing.
Well, what does this mean to you? Tell me what it means.
Oh, it means everything to me. It's the world. I've trained so hard for 6 years for this, and I'm so pleased. I'm very pleased. I'm excited. It was some tough competition. Man.
So are the diets and the training over now, or what are you going to be doing right now?
Well, I'll continue to. I have 2 guest posing to do, so I'll stay in good shape. And I know now that I have to stay in good shape and be ready. I can't go into that syndrome of overweight and, off season.
Well, a very, very big congratulations. You were marvelous, and you totally deserved it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, Taylor, thank you very much. So, now, if Lenda Murray could huddle up with Corey Everson, what would Corey Everson tell her? What kind of advice at this point?
Oh, at this point, I think she needs a break. She's competed in actually 4 shows now, and I think she's won all 4 of them, and she deserves a break. She needs to get out of the gym a little bit, maybe just run or swim or do some kind of fitness activity, but just get out of the gym for a while and relax, and then decide which contest you want to enter in and plan out your attack for that one.
Okay, well, we're out of time. We've got a couple more shows yet. What's our next one?
Men's Nationals.
Men's Nationals is coming up. Stay tuned for that. For Corey Everson, Ms. Olympia, Taylor Lee as well, I'm Joe Fowler. Thanks for watching. Good night, everybody.
Good night.